Hiya, welcome back. Since I did, what was it, the Ullswater Way, I've been away with work for 3 weeks, so not done anything hiking wise or getting out in a tent. So I was looking for something local to the northwest, just to get out and have a short burst. Come across this behind me, the Gritsone Trail. It's about a 56-kilometre walk from Disley, heading south to Kidsgrove. It says it's quite hilly but not mountainous, and ideally do it in 3 days. I'm going to try and do it in 2, maybe 2 and a bit, but I'm going to try and get it done in 2. But the Gritstone Trail, good to be back out. Come and join me. Telephone box and a post box in the garden. So we started off on a bridle way through some lovely houses. We've dropped onto this track now. This will swing round to a reservoir, which I'll give you the name when we get down there. And you can tell when it said it's a hilly walk, and then we're heading over that way somewhere, or possibly that way. You can just make out the reservoir there. I think we go round that. It's been a nice start. Very grey, quite cold for the end of April, but it's nice to be back out just walking. So it is marked with these bad boys here, footprint and a G. How well it's going to be signposted, I'm not too sure, and how many of these gates we're going to come across. Anyway, let's keep going. So the first place we come across, well, the first real thing you're walking through is Lyme Park. So what we're heading for now, that's what I can see on this nice track. Cloudyish views, I think looking towards Stockport, Manchester way, I think. Not too sure. Going into Lyme Park itself, the actual building, lots of people walking around here, and why not? That tower there seems a hot spot for everyone to go to. But on the map I've got, there's no name for it. It doesn't be just part of the estate. This is Cage Hill that they're all walking on. I was looking for the name for that. Bet you got some good views up there, but I ain't going up there. Just gone past a couple of parkrun marshals. I do a few. I do that in Blackpool park runs. They're quite good fun. I only do 5Ks, but I think I'm going to be having lots and lots of runners going past me very shortly. But we're just going past Lyme Park itself, so I'm just going to have a nose at the board for those who are interested and see if it's worth I'm not going in, but you might want to visit the area. No, they're all going the opposite way. I think that's the way we go. On the map, my route doesn't bring me down here. Kind of veers off to the left of the hall. But I think this is where that cafe is when it's open. So that's okay. I think it's shut now, but we'll see. Yeah, the cafe's shut. You would have thought they've missed a trick there with this run being on. Opens about 10:30. We're just going to cut through the car park. I'm just dodging people, there's people everywhere. I'm going to cut through the car park and hopefully pick the route up again. Still in Lyme Park. Gone through a very pretty wood. Lots of nice sounding birds as well, but very popular with people. This country estate, well accessible, and good walks throughout by the looks of it, the amount of people I've seen. There's the woods we were in before. Bit of a sharp climb coming up, and we're bang on the entrance now, or this exit point to the park, Lyme Park that is. We're going to continue that way. So bang on 6 kilometres to here from setting off, so I'm going to take a few minutes and chill out here for a bit. So I think we're following this along now, along the ridge line across there, drop down I think. Tell you what, but when it's wind and you stop, it's cold, it really is. The breeze is fresh, let's say, but amazing views up here, it really is amazing, lovely. Starting to drop down this little bit now. We're heading towards a little village called Bollington, and I don't think there's anything there. We don't go through it anyway. And on the whole of this route, in a country park and a couple of kilometres away, well, a good few kilometres away still, I think it's Neggs Country Park. That's the only place you actually go through, bar that Lim house that's got cafes and stuff, so you need to make sure you've got enough bits and bobs to see you through. To that end, I've got enough rations, and I'm also carrying 2 litres of water with me, because there's not really anywhere you can resupply bar this country park in a bit, or doing a detour into a village. Now I have bags of time because we're in there, the clocks have moved, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go via this Bollington and see what's there, or just push on to the country park and chill out there, because that cafe's open till about 4:30, half 5 I think. And because where we're moving through is it's not off the beaten path, let's say, I am wild camping tonight, so it probably will be a bit of stealth camping, setting up as late as I can. That's why I'm quite glad it's a bit cloudy and not a sunny day, so should be able to get the tent up slightly earlier if it gets a bit dark earlier. Anyway, we're just breaking off this hill now. Got lovely views. Let's see where this takes us. Yeah, we're dropping onto this little road now. We follow it that way for a couple 100 metres. Super little busy road this though. I've seen tons of cars and loads of, oh see, and I nearly went then, and loads of bikes. But it really is a hilly little area. I said I've not really studied the map too much, but it really is hilly. The camera doesn't do it justice, but there are some hills and real steep roads. No wonder there's a lot of cyclists getting the old legs going. Yeah, but this road's a bit super busy for me. Anyway, let's keep going, eh? So in the forward distance there is Bollington, quite big. Well, I think we stayed to the left of it and we're hitting back up that big hill and along that ridge line. Without looking at the map, I'm guessing that's the way we're going, because that's the only place where there's hills. I think we're definitely going that way. Yeah, so I don't fancy doing a detour to Bollington, but we'll see. Yeah, we're definitely going that way. Just there I can see a massive white object, and according to the map that's called the White Nancy Monument, and we go past that. Yeah, so we're going to drop down, then another big climb. Right, I've actually decided to drop into Bollington, so I'm going downhill more than I should do if I stuck to the route. But just check the map, you can get to that white mound from Bollington. There's all sorts of footpaths getting up there, so as long as we get to that white mound, it doesn't really fuss which way we go. But I just want to see if I can find a shop, but I'm not going to go wandering miles. But a shop will be nice. It's only 11:30, so time is on our side. Jackpot. There's a few little shops down here. Happy days. Tough getting out of Bollington. We've got this big climb now to get to the monument up there. Only way is up, but it was worth it, that little detour. Having a nice cold drink and a chill. Bit out of breath, bit of a slog getting up, but again it was a bit of a meandering path, so it wasn't straight up as the arrow flies. Bit busy at the top, and why not on a nice afternoon now, early afternoon, with some amazing views. We're cracking on. I'll give you the name of the edge that I'm walking across shortly. And once we get to the top far end of this edge, we should be able to see Macclesfield to our right. Slightly out of breath, but just going to slow the pace down and regulate this old breathing. Sweat's running into my eyes. Right, we're now walking along the saddle of Kerridge, heading towards Kerridge Hill. So hopefully you can see the views to my left. Very pretty. And just hear all the sheep baaing away. Nice stretches after climbing up to the that White Nancy Monument, whatever it was called. Yeah, it's a nice little stretch this. And as I said, to the right, all the built up area there is Macclesfield. And then you swing it round to the right, you've got just the outer edges of Bollington, which we come from. And I can see a radio mast miles in the distance, which we've still got to get to and past today, I believe. We're still inching our way along this saddle of Kerridge. I'm not sure if it's on the saddle or we're on Kerridge Hill. We've just done quite a cheeky climb there. Remember on that information board that I showed you right at the start by Disley train station, it did say it was a hilly walk, and it's proving to be. Not massive hills, but short, sharp ones. I've come to a trig point here, so this must be the top of Kerridge Hill. I'm not going to hang around because there is a lot of people on this little stretch out walking in the weather. Yeah, trig point about 100 metres ahead of me, so this must be the top of Kerridge Hill. That's the trig point. And I've just done a map check and I don't want to be here. I've overshot by about 600 metres because I've just head down looking at that trig point. But I can go this way, pick up the route again. So instead of going around that way, we're kind of going to go around this way. But it's another big drop off, it looks like now, dropping right down again. So I put the camera away and get off the hill. That's a big climb. We should be dropping very shortly into Ted's Nose Country Park, I think it is, and Ted's Nose Visitor Centre, where the cafe should be open. So that's where we're heading for now. Yeah, we're just approaching it now. I was wondering why my body was so tired. We've done 18.5 kilometres and it's been hilly, and I just had that 20 odd minute break in Bollington. So we're going to have a good break here now. Boots off, real chill out. Right, we're on our way again. Not sure what time it is, just nearly 3:30, something like that. Good hour in Teg Nose Visitor Centre. And now I'm going to push through Teg Nose Country Park, which is mega busy. And hopefully, once we're through that, it'll quieten down a bit. Let's get going for the afternoon then. Some of the old mining equipment from Teg's Nose Quarry. A hard life, some of the old guys doing it. Quarrying started here as early as the 1500s. Hard graft. Some stunning views here. So we're dropping off Teg's Nose now. Somehow I think we go down this way. We go around that reservoir somewhere and then we're heading that way. And we're heading for that TV mast there, or radio mast. I think that's what I've been seeing on the map. And then we're pushing on beyond there. But for now, watch my old knees going down here. Right, it's gone 4 o'clock, so a few hours hiking left yet, but we've got to start thinking of where we're trying to get to with regards to pitching, because as you've seen the last couple, well, it's been popular all along the route really, just people jumping on bits and just going through popular areas. I think we're on about 22 kilometres to here. And again, I bought some more water and topped up again in the cafe at Teg's Nose. And we're going into some big hills now. So I'm going to keep going for another hour. We'll take a break then and we'll see how far we think we're going to get. There is a place on the map that I did look at, because it does have water as well, I think. I don't know how great the water source is. I think that was on about 32 kilometres, which is a bit of a lick for a day. We're on 22 now, so say 10 kilometres left, but some big hills coming up, I think, as we make our way to this radio mast, which is super high up. Anyway, let's keep going, and then have a proper look at the map at 5 o'clock. There's the radio tower, but I think to get there we've got to drop down, climb up there and scoot all the way along. Ways to go to get to that tower. Yeah, it's a tough walk, very hilly, and that last section, and still now through lots and lots and lots of farmland, twisty and turny. Anyway, let's keep going for another 23 minutes. That'll take us to 5 o'clock. Some taking 5, having some water, snack bar, and then we've got to kind of along here, up the hill there, and just through the trees there. It's the radio mast, and then we drop down a couple of kilometres, and around there I'm hoping to camp. It's just gone about 5:10 now. Sunset's 8:30, but I want to be in before then. Let's meet the radio mast now. Since I had that break, it's just been uphill all the way, but I think it's downhill now, so I've got a couple of kilometres to go for the day, but it's downhill because in true Gritstone Trail fashion, as soon as you work hard to gain height, you virtually lose it straight away. So yeah, I think we're off downhill. 6 o'clock now. The latest I'm going to is 7:15. So I want to find somewhere. Where I looked on the map, there's a couple of woods. That's about 4 kilometres, 4 or 5 kilometres. I don't know if I've got off that in me. We'll just keep. Now I've got to the radio mast, I'm happy. So we're downhill. If we do see somewhere, we'll try and sneak in. Okay then, let's keep going. Right, it's 6:30. As you can see, there's a very open at the moment. Since leaving the country park before, I haven't seen a soul really. So I'm hoping once we get over the brow of this little hill, we should start going downhill. I don't know if I'm going to get as far as I hope to get. I've got 2 litres of water, so that's fine. To see somewhere I want to get in there, because after breaking camp tomorrow, after about 3 kilometres, we cross the River Dane anyway, so I can top up there, so that's not a problem in the morning. And I've got 2 litres, which is, I could drink 2 litres now, to tell you the truth, but we'll just be careful with it. So and I've bought the bag dinners, so I didn't have to waste water rehydrating, so that'll save a bit on water. I just want to start really being able to see somewhere to head for, because it's 6:30 and I've worked hard today. Anyway, let's go over this little hill and see what we can see. Some more fantastic views. I'm not exactly sure what area I'm looking at here, but it's lovely. We've got these boys just chewing away to our left. Still kind of hemmed in by electric fence on the right and barbed wire to my left, and cattle. It's 6:50. I have seen a couple of videos of people doing this walk, and I'm sure there's a copse down here that someone got in, and I might go for that if I can get past the lecky fence and everything. I'm not going to get to where I wanted to, which is about 2-3 kilometres away. I'm tired. I think there's a copse coming up here, so if we can get in there, we'll get in. I'm only in my little trekking pole tent anyway, so footprint shouldn't be a problem. I've not seen a soul. Right, let's see if this is the copse that I've seen on videos. So that's the copse I looked at. I've come down here Just hopefully a bit of flat ground. Well out the way of the path behind me. And when you get down here, can't be seen. I've had a bit of a nightmare. I had 2 litres of water and my big litre water bottle. That's emptied by 2/3. It must have had the top loose when I had it on the ground. So I've only got a litre of water, which will be enough. Because in about 2k, 3k's in the morning, I should get to Dane River where I can top up. And I've got boil in the bags. So what I might do in the morning is not have breakfast here, get to the river, top up, and then have breakfast there. But I've got enough to boil my water tonight and have a couple of brews. Yeah, I think that'll be the plan. Get up and get to the River Dane where we can top up with water. Devastated. Thought I was being sensible, carrying 2 litres of water. Not to be. Anyway, I'm not sure the stats, they'll appear somewhere. It was a good day, but it was a tough day. Very, very hilly. Really was a hilly day. Yeah, was hilly. I've got one little blister on my little toe, my left foot. That's why I always seem to get. But I'm going to get settled in, get some food on now, get a brew, and get ready for the night. Okay then, if I don't see you, I'll see you on tomorrow.